What's happening, everyone? This is Nick from Technical. As this is one of my first YouTube videos, don't mind the lighting or the sound. It will improve as I upload future videos. Let's get right into it. This video is about the Samsung Gear S3, primarily about the apps on the Samsung Gear S3. So let's get started with one of the first apps, which I use a lot, is S Health. This app calculates the number of calories you've burnt in a day. It tells you the number of steps you walked in a day. It is very accurate if you're outside or on the treadmill, though if you are at home cleaning or doing any sort of activity with your hands, it tends to add like a whole bunch of steps. And but I think that's a problem with nearly all smartwatches or fitness trackers. It also calculates the number of steps you've climbed as it comes equipped with an altimeter. This isn't that accurate because I think it has a cutoff, as in you need to climb a certain number of feet before it considers it as a floor. So I've climbed up like 2, 3 floors and it's only counted as one. So it also has an activity tracker, so you can select a specific activity, like say you're cycling or you're hiking or you're on the treadmill or on the step machine. It isn't that accurate, but I've only compared it to like the machine at the gym. So say the treadmill machine says I've lost 80 calories while I'm exercising, the watch will only display like 45. But it's a nice way to like keep a rough idea of how many overall calories you've lost in a day. So that helps. It also has a comparison with your friends, so you can compete in terms of the number of steps you've taken or the number of hours you worked out in a day, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, Samsung's data user base isn't that high, especially for their fitness watches or for their smartwatches. So you don't have too many people to compete with, unlike Fitbit. It has a heart rate sensor. It has the number of glasses of water or the cups of coffee that you've had in a day. You can enter that in. Yeah, that's about it for the S Health app. Next, let's talk about the Samsung Pay app. It works pretty much the same way as it would on a Samsung Galaxy S6 or S7 or S7 Edge. The app on the phone and on the watch is pretty similar, as well as the magnetic readers on the phone and on the watch are exactly the same. So you could basically use your watch anywhere and everywhere. Now, the benefit of Samsung Pay on the watch, let me just give you all a few benefits. First, I own an international variant of the Samsung Galaxy S6. And unfortunately, Samsung Pay is still not available for the S6, the international variant. It is available if you buy it in America, but not for the international variant. So, even though I bought this watch in Singapore, it comes equipped with the app, and I could instantly add my Bank of America card to the watch app. It has a counterpart on the phone, which you enter your details in, etc. It isn't a phone app, but still. So once you enter your details, weirdly, the even though Samsung Pay isn't available for my phone, it works flawlessly via my watch. That's the number one thing. And number two, it literally works anywhere and everywhere I've tried it. So the other day I had to go like wash my clothes, and at the washer and dryer in my apartment complex, it utilizes that card reader where you have to push the card in and after some time slide the card back out, and then it says it's authorizing the payment. I just kept my watch at that where you put your card in for like a couple of seconds, and then I moved it away and it perfectly picked it up and it said it's authorizing your transaction. So it is pretty amazing. Next, let's talk about the Spotify app. Spotify has two major modes. One is remote and one is stream over Wi-Fi. When you select a remote, it plays music off your phone but acts and behaves like a remote. Whereas stream over Wi-Fi, you can play music directly off the watch. So let me just demonstrate remote first. So say I go back. The disadvantage with remote is you don't get to view single songs. You can only play, like say I go to my library and I select playlist, right? I can only view my playlist and play songs directly off the phone, but I can't select a specific song. It shuffles songs and you just have to keep turning the knob till you finally like find a song you like from a specific playlist. Whereas go into if I go into stream over Wi-Fi, if I go into your library, you can see that I have the option to select a specific song just like you would on your Spotify app on the phone. So that feature is only available if you select stream over Wi-Fi. Whereas if you utilize this Spotify app on the Gear S3 as a remote, you do not get this option. You can only play off via playlists, or you can search for a specific track, or you can browse music which is available on the Spotify app. Next up is the Reminder app, which would have been perfect if you could set reminders for a future date. But unfortunately, in this app, you can only set reminders for the current day, which is very weird. And setting reminders usually uses S Voice, which is never that accurate. It's actually one of the worst voice assistants I've ever used. As you can see, let's. Okay, that seemed to have worked. Let's have the content done. So if I say done on whatever I just said, I can set time. I can't set a date. So that's extremely stupid, I feel, and Samsung needs to take a look into this. Apart from that, you can set alarms, which is pretty normal, as you would set alarms on your phone, and it's pretty very very convenient because when it vibrates on your wrist, it definitely makes you notice. So the news briefing app is very similar to Flipboard on the Samsung Galaxy phone, or you can get it off the Play Store for any Android device for that matter. And it just tells you a brief snippet of any specific news, like for example, trouble inquiry into British soldiers is unfair. Clicking on it and opens up the details of that news snippet, and you can you can access it from here. Like for example, my bad, if I select that, you can show it on your phone, so it'll open the big article on your device directly. You have a gallery, but it's nice because this gallery is solely for images or screenshots taken on your watch. It doesn't display your whole gallery of your phone on your watch, which honestly I like, because it makes no sense looking at all your images on such a small display. And next up is Find My Phone. If you select it and select Start, as long as your device is connected to your phone via either Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, it has to be on the same Wi-Fi connection. And you hit Start, it starts vibrating and ringing your device. Unfortunately, as I'm recording off my phone, I can't demonstrate this for y'all, but it works pretty well. And then you can sync to the email app on your phone. This again, I don't like that much because I can't like replace this with like the Gmail app or connect it to the Gmail app on my device. It has to be the Samsung's email app, which is pretty sad because I don't use it. Then there is Yobico. It's the map app which is available on the Samsung App Store for the Tizen operating system, and it is, yeah, okay. I don't like this app that much because it doesn't work very well when you're on a vehicle, because once you pass the turn that you need to take, then it says please take the turn here. So that makes no sense. And apart from that, if you're on your cycle, you can utilize it because you aren't traveling that fast, so you can kind of judge when the turn's going to come. But it's a good attempt to a map app which to try and replace the Google Maps app, as this is not running Android, where we unfortunately cannot have the Google Maps app on this watch. So it's a good start. Hopefully, as and when they update this app, they'll eventually reach somewhere close to how good Google Maps is on Android Wear. And yeah. Then there's the stopwatch and the timer. Now, these two apps have a very convenient, especially when you own a watch, because if you're on the gym and you want to time how long you've performed a certain task, you can start the stopwatch and or the timer if you have anything to set, and it's pretty simple and pretty basic. You can set a time and hit start, and it starts vibrating and or ringing based on what you've set whenever the timer is complete. So the Samsung App Store has a bunch of various watch faces. This specific one is Timeless by Pluto, and I really like this one because even in its ambient display mode, it shows you the time along with the date and the day, which is what I require when I'm out and about. And if you activate the display, you can clearly see it even shows you the battery percentage, the current state of the battery of the watch. And apart from this, there are various other watch faces you can download off the App Store. And if you notice, a couple of watch faces have this stylized button. And if you select that button, what you can basically do is change the font or the look and feel of each and every watch face. And certain watch faces I've noticed don't have the button, but you can still alter the look and feel of the watch face by clicking on the watch face itself. For example, this one, if I select it, let's give it a second for it to set. So now it's set, but if I just double tap the display, as you can see, it pops up with various options which I can set for this specific watch face. So if I go for barometric reading and say okay, it changes the watch face according to that setting. But this is not for all, just a couple of these watch faces have this kind of interface. Notifications for all apps can be turned on or off from the Gear app on your Android device. And a couple of apps, the notifications don't work that well. But for majority of them, they are pretty simple and straightforward. They display the information, and you can click on the notification and open the app to view that specific notification in the app on your Android device. But a couple of apps, for example, let's say Twitter. So this is a tweet. If I select this specific tweet, and if I want to, I get multiple options. If I select on the Hamburg menu, I get options such as retweet, like, show on phone, block, or delete the notification. But for example, if I go ahead and want to like this specific notification, it always pops up as failed. The other app, like I had previously said, messaging app on the Samsung Gear S3 has to be the native Samsung messaging app on your Android device for it to sync with the watch and for you to view your messages on the watch. But if you do get a message, if you have another messaging app, currently I'm using Chomp SMS. So if I get a message via Chomp SMS, I can still select and reply to the message. And replying can be done via the keyboard, S-Voice, or just a smiley face or a quick reply basically. So any of those you can reply, but you cannot view all your messages on your watch. So that's about it, guys, for my first YouTube video. I really hope you all liked it. If you all did, please leave a thumbs up. If you all really enjoyed the video, subscribe to my channel. And as I post more videos, they will get a lot better in quality in terms of lighting and sound and basically the overall experience. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day. See ya.